So I rewatched this game right here, and it was, and by the way, I do not think that there's some sort of weird conspiracy that people are saying against the Indiana Fever with this, but I will stand by this. This is the worst referee game I've ever watched. And there were some horrendous calls both ways. Absolutely horrendous calls. The majority of horrendous calls went against the Fever. However, to say the Atlanta Dream didn't have some wild things called against them is wrong as well. Because I'm not joking when I say this. Caitlin's and one was Caitlin just had a layup and she just slapped Ryan Howard. Like, that's all that happened. That's all that happened. Is that she just flailed backwards and just slapped Ryan Howard. But a possession earlier, Caitlin Clark had a layup and just got literally just straight across her arm, no foul. And the reason why I'm making this video is I was actually scrolling through to look for a thumbnail shot, scrolling through some of my old videos looking to see if there was any good pictures for a thumbnail shot earlier today. And I came across this video. And if you guys agree this is crazy, subscribe. We're trying to hit 46 point. Oh my god, we're getting 11 subscribers. Trying to hit 46.6k by the end of the day. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently. But this is a video. This is a video on my channel. The WNBA are fixing awful refs by hiring performance staff. There's no excuse anymore. There's no excuse. The WNBA has staff. They have staff on payroll. There is staff on payroll. That's job is to act as performing staff. Reporting to WNBA referee performance and development leader, WNBA referee performance and development advisor will participate in all aspects of performance and development, include training and evaluation of WNBA referees. Observe WNBA games in arena, online, or on TV as a sign and complete evaluation. Is there any? Yeah. These are jobs. These are jobs that the WNBA have said are going to be a thing. The WNBA have come out there and said they're hiring a referee performance development advisor, and an referee's operation analyst. Like, these are jobs, and the refereeing has somehow gotten worse. Like, let's be real. The DeWanna Bonner call is one of the worst calls in basketball history. The only worst call I can remember from last year was the referees going to the monitor when Kennedy Carter blindsided Caitlin Clark, and instead of, everyone thought that it was going to be upgraded to a flagrant 2, which it was. That was a flagrant 2. And by the way, if the referees just called it right on the day, flagrant 2, kick her out, I don't think there'd be nearly as much of a call. But the referees went to the monitor and called it a common foul. And by the way, fouling somebody out of bounds like that is almost always a flagrant 1. Almost always a flagrant 1. Or when the referees for the Shields decided Diamond DeShields fouling Caitlin Clark off the ball 3 times in 30 seconds. And then by the end of it was like, you know what, we're just going to assess one flagrant foul. It's like, first one was possibly a flagrant. Second was definitely a flagrant. Third one was flagrant 1, borderline flagrant 2. It is, it's just some horrendous calls. And they're hiring performance officers. If you watch back on this game, in fairness, at least the referees made the right call at the end of the game. But the Fever ran out of challenges because of a blatant out of bounds call where Brittany Griner very clearly hit the ball out last. In slow motion, they're like, oh, it's hard to see in slow motion. In real time, if you play that in real time, you can see Brittany Griner just slap the ball out of bounds. It looks like in real time, it's so obvious. And they kept slowing it down. They're like, 2 minutes for a call that all you have to do is watch it once in real time. And it was an extremely obvious call. Brittany Griner was hacking Aaliyah Boston. Caitlin Clark got her legs taken out on one of those 3-pointers. It wasn't even genuinely. It is, she shot the ball, and she hadn't even, she landed. And it wasn't a landing zone foul. She just got her legs taken out from under her when she hit that second 3. She got hit with a landing zone foul, and the referees didn't want to assess it as a flagrant, so they were like, no, the foul was on the arm. for the actual 3 shots that Caitlin Clark took. They just made up a call. They were like, it was on the arm, so we can't assess a landing zone foul. No, Ryan Howard got in her landing zone. And unfortunately, with Caitlin Clark, because she shoots from so far out and defenders aren't expecting it, and a lot of the times they jump forward so much. But it doesn't change. Like, there's no malice in it from Ryan Howard. It's a basketball play, but it's a landing zone foul. It's a landing zone foul. If you jump forward, if you're so far back because you're not expecting Caitlin Clark to shoot from 35 feet and you jump forward and get in her landing zone, it is a landing zone foul. Like, it is just definition of the law. It is a landing zone foul. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is a landing zone foul. They can't argue it. But instead, they said, you know what, the foul was on the arm when, like, Ryan Howard went nowhere near Caitlin Clark's arm just so that they didn't have to go to the monitors and potentially upgrade the flagrant when it was a flagrant. Again, there's a difference between malice and a flagrant foul. There's no malice in that. No malice at all in that, but rules are rules. It's a flagrant foul. But they didn't even go to the damn monitor for it. And the DeWanna Bonner situation was the most frustrating I've ever seen. So I'm going to show you this right here. Like, I need to see this. I need to show you guys this clip. Like, this is the worst. This is one of the worst things. And there's a better angle for this. There is a better angle for this. So, we're going to watch this in full screen. There's a better angle for this in the replay. There we go. Here we go. So, this happens. This happens in the game. And this is what the refs call. So, let's take a look. So, DeWanna Bonner's losing her mind. She thinks she's getting fouled. And then as soon as she finds out it's their ball, she loses her mind. So, the pass goes in. Nia Coffey tips the ball. Clearly, Nia Coffey tips the ball. The two of them are running for the ball. Nia Coffey's going to get there first, or DeWanna Bonner's going to get there first. So Nia Coffey slide tackles DeWanna Bonner. Like, if DeWanna Bonner, by the way, you can see her knee. This is her knee. She jumps through she could have jumped through DeWanna Bonner's knee. This is an MCL tear waiting to happen. She slides through a player. She slide tackles another player. Like, this is not hustle. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. And then DeWanna Bonner goes nowhere near the ball. She hits the ball again. And DeWanna Bonner, the closest DeWanna Bonner gets to the ball. So Stephanie White's going mad that it's a foul. It's a flagrant foul. Like, by the way, it doesn't have to be intentional to be dangerous. It is clearly a flagrant foul. And then this is the closest DeWanna Bonner gets to touching the ball. This is the closest she is touching the ball in the entire possession. And guess who gets the ball? Atlanta. So, the Fever challenged the out-of-bounds call. And because the Fever challenged the out-of-bounds call, because if it was a Fever ball, if the referee had called it a Fever ball, the referees go to the monitor, see whether it's a flagrant foul, and call a flagrant foul on Nia Coffey. But because the refs give the ball to the Atlanta Dream, the only thing the referees are allowed to go to the monitor for is a wasted challenge from the Fever to give the ball back to Indiana. Or, sorry, to give the ball to Indiana. So the Fever will have to waste their last challenge, waste a timeout on an out-of-bounds play where Nia Coffey hits the ball, flagrantly fouls DeWanna Bonner, and then hits the ball again, and then they give the ball back to the Atlanta Dream. Like, they have to waste a challenge to get the ball back, and because the call was made towards the Atlanta Dream, the referees at the monitor are not allowed to assess whether or not DeWanna Bonner was flagrantly fouled. So the referees have to ignore a flagrant foul. I hope the development and advisor officer is bringing these 3 refs in. I hope the development and advisor officer is bringing in these 3 refs because this was horrendous. And by the way, again, yes, it is very obvious to watch. It's very, very easy to watch the game as a Fever fan and look at all the times the refs screwed the Fever and say the refs were out there to screw the Fever. They weren't. They're just bad refs. It just happened that most of the bad calls went against the Indiana Fever. Like, the vast majority of bad calls went against the Fever, but to say some really weird calls didn't go against the Dream is not true either. And don't attribute malice when incompetency can describe the situation. So there's no point saying that this was malice on behalf of the referees, because it wasn't. It wasn't. But the fact that WNBA have gone out of their way to hire referees' development, and this is what we're getting. This is what we're getting. Like, the referees go from, and it's the funniest thing watching these games, the referees go from giving every single tip a foul to allowing people to maul each other. And that's the problem with the WNBA refs, is that they call phantom fouls, and then 3 possessions later, Someone will be going clean through for a layup and just get shoved, and the referees are like, no call. They will call phantom fouls, and then in the playoffs last year, Marina Mabry hacks Caitlin Clark. Like, literally, she doesn't even go for the ball. She essentially commits a take foul on Caitlin Clark and then stops playing. She commits a take foul on Caitlin Clark and stops playing because she assumes it's a foul and then catches the ball and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, throws a forward layup. Like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. There's no in between. They either call tip fouls or they allow mauls. And in the same game, by the way, the referees will do both. The referees will call touch fouls and allow mauls in the same game. The same game. Like, yeah, it is. It's like, it is what it is. Like, it's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous.